down. The U.S. will deploy some 5,000 troops to the southern border as early tomorrow as thousands of migrants make their way north from Mexico. Tomorrow. The migrants, according to Fox News reporting, are more than 2 months away, if any of them actually come here. But tomorrow is 1 week before the midterm election, which is what all of this is about. There is no invasion. No one's coming to get you. There's nothing at all to worry about. When they did this to us, got us all riled up in April, remember? The result was 14 arrests. We're America, we can handle it. But, like I said, a week to the election, and Jennifer Griffin's on it from the Pentagon. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Shepard. Well, a senior U.S. defense official tells me that U.S. troops are actually already flowing to the southern border. And today, 800, I'm told, have arrived. Another 200 are set to arrive tomorrow. This video provided by DOD show members of the 89th Military Police Brigade out of Fort Hood, Texas, deploying. By Saturday, we're told 1,700 active duty U.S. troops will be in position along the border. I can confirm that a total of 5,200 active duty troops will be sent to the border with Mexico between now and December 15th. They are expected to be mostly in place by next week, but that number could rise. The order signed by Defense Secretary Mattis on Friday authorizes helicopters to provide strategic lift. 400 U.S. troops will be needed for those helicopters. All in all, the troops sent will include ground personnel, we're told, military planners, troops with engineering capability, medical personnel. They will set up 3 unified command centers, temporary shelters for up to 2,400 Customs and Border Patrol personnel, riot gear for 500 CBP agents. Right now, the rules of engagement for these troops, these active duty U.S. troops, have not been established, but the order that Mattis signed Friday outlines that Border Patrol want DOD personnel to be, quote, in direct contact with migrants and protesters. But that order that Mattis signed says this may present issues under the Posse Comitatus Act, which, of course, bars U.S. troops from being used in this way, Shep.
Any word on costs here?
Well, I'm told the Pentagon, not DHS, will pay for this deployment of troops. The comptroller here at the Pentagon is working on those figures now, and Congress will expect an answer soon. They won't want that money deferred from other projects by law. They can't move that money. In the past, DHS has reimbursed the Pentagon when troops were sent to the border, but the order Mattis signed says the cost will be on a, quote, non-reimbursable basis. Bottom line is it's expensive. Earlier this year, when the Pentagon...
Some in the media have nicknamed him the Trump of the tropics. Jair Bolsonaro has promised to cleanse the country of what he calls left-wing criminals. He has also made controversial comments about women, race, human rights, sexuality, saying at one point that he supports torture. He got about 55% of the votes. Here you see people celebrating. Bolsonaro has spoken before about his support of the country's past dictatorship, though after Brazil. President Trump tweeted today saying he called and congratulated together on military and trade. He also wants to industrialize. The man accused of killing the 11 people at the synagogue in Pittsburgh posted anti-Semitic comments on social media just minutes before the shooting. And even before the attack, the Anti-Defamation League reported a major rise in that type of language online. The Fox Business Network's Deirdre Bolton is here.
Hey, Shep. So Gab.com is where the alleged shooter was communicating, and the business community is now shunning this site. So I'm going to go down the list. There was a web hosting service called GoDaddy, and they basically
How could GoDaddy have not known?
Well, what they say
They host them, they knew. Go on.
They knew. So they, let's just say, politely looked the other way for a while. However, they have taken it down. Medium has taken down Gab, 2 other platforms as well, and now some payment processing companies, PayPal, the biggest one of note, Stripe is another one. For fair and balance, I do want to give you Gab's statement. It says it has denied supporting violence. It has backed up the profile data, suspended the account, contacted the FBI. Also says it is under attack because they have been smeared by mainstream media for defending free expression, individual liberty. The follow-up, of course, is that this company has had numerous corporate conflict. So in August, Microsoft actually threatened to kick it off its system.
Yeah, they've been criticized a lot, Gab.
Yes, and it noticed that there were a lot of anti-Semitic comments and just said, clean up your act, or we need to remove you from Azure, which is Microsoft's cloud platform. Apple kicked them off in 2016, just saying, we don't like what you stand for. You have lots of hate speech. And Google Play also has blocked Gab. So I contacted Twitter and Facebook and just said, are you also going to take Gab off? Twitter sort of put me towards their corporate communications language, saying it doesn't comment on individual accounts for privacy and security reasons. Facebook says it doesn't allow content that praises or supports horrific acts, and also said it is reviewing Gab's presence on its platform, Shep.
Good enough. Deirdre Bolton, thank you. President Reagan's speechwriter, Peggy Noonan, reminded me this morning about context and what all of us really might take away from the massacre in Pittsburgh. Peggy is the conservative author of books on politics and culture and religion. She's a columnist for the Wall Street Journal, and of course, you know, our corporate cousins at the Wall Street Journal. Peggy spoke on another network this morning, and then we emailed, as we sometimes do, and she offered me this, quoting Peggy, "After dreadful stories like this weekend, it feels important to me that we not let these whack jobs give us an unhealthy vision of ourselves as a people." Peggy said America is more defined by the people who ran to the shooting to help than it is by the man who did the shooting. America, she said, is the community of Squirrel Hill, that fabulous place that came together in stunning acts of immediate solidarity. Peggy said, this is a town that, to my mind, like most of America, actually knows that tolerance is not enough, that love of your neighbor and loyalty are really what you're aiming at. And so often Americans are achieving exactly that day by day. I think she said that tolerance is just a beginning. Squirrel Hill did not have just tolerance. It had love. And it was very moving to see. It was beautiful.